My friends John and Nung dropped in for a visit recently, and I'd mentioned that I hadn't been up to see them at Cave Lodge for a long time, so they invited me to come along with them. So we spent a couple of days on the Mae Hong Son Loop before we got up to their place, Cave Lodge, which is probably at the furthest northern point of the famous Mae Hong Son Loop. And John started the lodge. They built it back in the early to mid 80s, and it's still going strong. And while we were there, I sat down with John to have a conversation about an experience that he had riding the Mae Hong Son Loop back in the 1970s. Talking the other day, you said you'd done the Mae Hong Son Loop in, what, 1977 on a Honda 125?
Oh, yeah. I'd never ridden a motorbike before. That was pretty exciting. And I met Dio, she's a trekking guide, and we liked each other anyways. She said, "Oh, just rent a motorbike." I've never done it. It's just like riding a bicycle. So I rode around the block and mowed a bit. Oh, that's good. The road was okay all the way through. We went down the southern route, down from Chiang Mai down south.
Okay, so
down to Hot. Yeah, Mae Sariang, and then must have spent the night there somewhere, I can't remember, then drove up. We come off once just before Mae Hong Son. It was a small sealed road, but after Mae Hong Son, and Mae Hong Son was a quiet-ass little town. Yeah. And there's very few vehicles on that road.
Wow.
But after that, it was dirt all the way to Chiang Mai.
So all the way through from
Mae Hong Son to Pai, and Pai to Chiang Mai, and it was
all the way Pai to Chiang Mai, even the main once you hit.
No, once you hit Mae Tang, there was a small road that went up north to Chiang Dao and Phang.
Okay.
Yeah. But the road through Pai, and it was pretty nice, particularly in this district around here, Pang Ma Pha. There's poppy fields by the side of the road, and there was little roads off to the side, and hill tribe villages, and no traffic. Back then there was one truck a day that used to do the Chiang Mai Pai and then the Pai Mae Hong Son. Yeah. Chiang Mai Pai was 8 hours on a truck. So on a bike it was longer.
Yeah, sure.
That was only
season. Can you remember what time of the year?
That was in March. Yeah.
So hot and dry.
No, actually it was May. It was May, that's right. It was May. The poppies were finished. It was a later trip when we used to see all the poppies. Just after that, we started running treks out that way. So, and then we'd go to the little temple in Chiang Mai, Wat Pa Pao Shan Temple, and they had one truck a day. They'd go to Pai on the dirt road and take 8 hours, sit on top of the truck, up and down over the mountains, super dusty. Pai had a tiny little old wooden hotel. We stayed in there when we come through on the motorbikes too, and that was it. We'd usually just walk out of Pai to a Lahu village out near the waterfall. Okay. And
so then, when you did the loop on the motorcycle, where did you stay? How long did you take? How many places did you stay at?
Probably only about 4 days, 3 nights. I think probably stayed in Mae Sariang the first night. Probably pushed it all the way there. The road was sort of sealed. And then the next night would have been Mae Hong Son, and the next night in Pai. So that was a bit of a rough road, 110 k's in that dirt to Pai.
Yeah, sure.
And the Pai hotel was this little boutique thing they had for the old Chan travellers and Chinese Muslim merchants and stuff, and it was very basic.
And that was the only accommodation in Pai?
Yes. Definitely. They had the old police station across the road. The old hotel's still there. They had the Duan restaurant, which is still there.
Wow.
Which sold stuff on rice. They had a few Muslim shops, and they had the morning market. Okay. Apart from that, Pai, there was, by night time, there was totally dark, a few dogs on the street. See a motorbike once every 2 hours. There was no pickups, no cars.
Wow.
It was a base, but it was an old town. No, definitely not. No, we didn't. We did trekking out there for the next 7 years. In that 7 years, all the way until 1984, we never saw another farang in either Pai or Mae Hong Son town. Wow. And we'd stay in Mae Hong Son overnight. And Pai we just passed through because there was nothing there.
There's no foreigners living anywhere in the city.
Well, when when we're trekking around in that, it was a 10-day trek.
Yeah.
We crossed the road once. There was that dirt highway. Then after that, we wouldn't see a road.
Wow.
And super remote, beautiful villages right up along the Burmese border there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard walking up and down. There's a road to every village. The villages are still there. People I know. We ended up living in the Black Lahu village on the border in 1979 for a while with the Lahu family, which was absolutely awesome.
Yeah, cool.
Helped them harvest rice and plant poppy and stuff like that. And, still know they're like family still out there, which is one reason why we also moved here, because it was close to our family up there, and we'd trekked all over the north, and this was the nicest place in the north, so it didn't go wrong. And we had no money, and we didn't have to buy the land, so that made it a lot easier.
Yeah, sure. So Cave Lodge has been here since what, 84?
Yeah, we started building, clearing a bit in 84. Probably opened early 85. That opened this main house here.
Main house.
Nothing's changed. Yeah, that Mae Hong Son Loop. I think I first heard about it because even back then, someone wrote about it in the Bangkok Post. I definitely. I wasn't the first. I wasn't the first to sort of the expats who went around there. I mean, there's Chester Gorman, the archaeologist who was out exploring the spirit caves up here, and a few of those really old expats who had Land Rovers and things who do a bit of an exploration around the thing, and they were some of the original explorers. Wow. And then eventually it was Dave Unkovich, the Aussie biker, who put together the Mae Hong Son Loop map, and then that he actually called it the Mae Hong Son Loop. I think maybe I was on it. I don't know, but it was Dave, who's still around. He's living up in Chiang Mai, still doing well. Yeah, GT rider, I think it is. He's been around. Actually, I know the name. He's been around as long as me, so it makes it a long time. He's been around almost 50 years too. So cool. And so he did all of that original inland bike exploration, doing all the little roads, and put together that loop, and then popularized it. Yeah. And since then, we're on sort of on the loop. Yes and no. Yeah, but most people bypass this district, and it's the nicest one in the north.
Well, I want to make a video about it.
The reason they do that is because they don't know what incredible stuff and how accessible and easy it is to do things around here. I mean, world-class caves, unbelievable scenery, walking, things you can do on your own, villages to visit, rivers, waterfalls, kayaking through caves, kayaking down rivers, and it's just, the culture, it's just it's all here. It's all here, and it's very accessible, very doable. Yeah. The first 5 years we set up Cave Lodge, there was more tourists here than in Pai. Wow. And Pai really started to take off because lots of people were coming out here, and it was too far to come in one day. Yeah. So they started staying in Pai. So, after we built this and everyone's coming out here, it was really popular back then. We're getting 20 people walking in from the highway a day because you had to walk in about 9 kilometres.
So these days it's way easier to get to Cave Lodge. It's still there. It's still fabulous as ever. There's so much to do and there's so much to see there, even though it's a bit off the beaten track. So if you're on the Mae Hong Son Loop, make a point of dropping in at least for one night. Even better to stay 2 or 3 and really enjoy one of my favourite places in Thailand. If you'd like to see a video where I share some of my experiences or my memories of the lodge, please check out this video next. Thanks very much for watching.